Welcome to the Vernon Hills Update. The update offers information about a variety of village services. You'll meet a few of your neighbors and you'll find out about upcoming events. On today's show, we'll visit the Motors on Milwaukee Cruise Night. We have two remaining dates planned for this summer, July 27th and August 24th. We'll find out about this year's National Night Out Community Celebration, hosted by the Vernon Hills Police Department. This year's event is planned for Tuesday, August 4th at Hartman Park, as well as getting some home safety tips for us this summer. We'll check in with Clark Mosquito Control to learn about the village's mosquito abatement efforts, as well as review recommendations for minimizing mosquito problems around our homes. We'll talk about summer safety with Fireman Tony Rodkey of the Countryside Fire Protection District. Remember, personal fireworks, including sparklers, are illegal in the village of Vernon Hills. We'll run through some of the fun that's in store for this year's summer celebration, which takes place Thursday, July 14th through Sunday, July 17th at Century Park. And we'll introduce the new queens who were crowned during the Vernon Hills pageant held on June 20th at the Vernon Hills Park District's Sullivan Center. Thank you for tuning into the Vernon Hills Update.
We are at Motors on Milwaukee Cruise Night over at the Sears Auto Center parking lot. We're with the brains behind this whole outfit. We're with Dan Mead and Santos Rodriguez, and you guys have been putting on this car show now for a couple years. We've been coming to visit you.
This is our third year.
Okay, excellent. And tell us how this got started, though, because you guys are car guys, and you know a lot of car guys, but this car show is a little different because you, like, fling open the parking lot and say, come. So.
Right, we open it up to everybody. So if you got a hot rod, a 30s hot rod, 40s, 50s, 60s, you got something from the 80s, 90s. We got a Hellcat here. It's brand new, so it's welcome to anybody that's performance oriented.
Just anything cool that people can all enjoy. That's what you want to see out here. So, and you've developed a following. I know the car show circuit is kind of there's you got to get known. So this is what you're trying to do. We want to put the word out for you.
Yeah, we hooked up with BGV Motorsports this year. We talked to them. They were on board with joining forces with us to help us make this event bigger and better. And they're here now, and I think we're going to have a better following this year.
Excellent. Well, when we talk about people who are behind you, BGV Motorsports, you've got Hits Pizza, Sears. You've just got people that have really kind of come behind this.
Hawthorne Center, the Summer Celebration Committee. This is pretty much an extension. They sponsored our dates for this year, so this is a Summer Celebration sponsored event. Initially, it was supposed to start in May. We don't control the weather. We got rained out in May. We got rained out last week in June. We did a rain date for today, and obviously people heard it. They're showing up.
Yeah. Well, that's the trick of it, because nobody wants to bring out a nice car in the rain. So you do have to. You've got a Facebook page. I know you guys put the word out. So if you're interested in bringing your car and you're worried on the dates, just check with these guys. They'll let you know. So you've got all the and talk about. We've got the dates here at Sears, which, like you said, today, this is a rain date already. You've got July 27th coming up, August 24th, and you said because of the rainouts, you're going to try one in September?
We'll do another one in September. Not sure the date exactly yet, but we will put that out.
Yeah, because you got to worry it starts getting almost like snow weather around here. So, and you're also going to be on the Sunday of Summer Celebration. There's a show there too.
Correct. That'll be the third year that we do that too. We'll have trophies and dash plaques, and awards will be given. And we've had a great turnout the last 2 years. So hopefully, the weather will cooperate. We'll have a huge turnout this year.
Yeah, and let's talk about, it's great for the people who love to show their cars. You don't have to sign up ahead though, right? Do you have to sign up for this show?
For the car show or this show?
For this show.
For this show, no. You just show up. It's you do register, but we're giving away stuff, so that's why we want you to register. So if we call your name, you get something.
And you got good prizes coming in that are donated from a lot of good sponsors.
Actually, they're donated all from Sears. Oh. So it's all like automotive related stuff, detailing, magnetic lights, to detail your car. I mean, that's what they supply. It's free. They didn't charge us. We're not charging anybody. So it's it's to bring people out to this event.
Yeah, Sears has been a great sponsor all the way through. So. But another aspect to the show too is there's a charitable aspect to this show. Can we talk about how, when you got started, what it was like, and what you're doing this year?
Sure. This is going to be the third year in a row that we're doing the same thing. We're going to take lightly used jackets to donate to the Veterans Closet for homeless veterans, and we also take canned goods to donate to Lake County Food Pantry for the homeless also.
Okay, so it's the car show with heart. So, and then the show that's at the summer celebration, though, that's a little different, right? That one you do sign up for a head.
I don't believe so. I still, as I think we discussed the last time, it's on site. You show up, you register. They do have it on their website. They do promote it. I believe it's a fundraiser for one of our fallen brothers, Officer Andy Rankin. So anything that's raised on that day is going to the family for Project MJ. So
again, everything, it's the car show with heart. You guys are the car show guys with heart. So thank you very much for all you do. We'll keep plugging this because it gets bigger and better and more fun every year. And if you want to come out and see the cars, it's free. Just show up. And there's free stuff too, because you can walk around and prizes and stuff. So.
Yeah, and I want to thank you guys and thank the village for helping us out, and I hope to see everybody out here this summer.
Wonderful. Thanks for everything, and have a great car show.
Thank you.
We are with Ben from Mundelein, and you have a beautiful truck here. Tell us what you've got.
It is a 1953 Ford F100.
Now this is beautiful, and the paint job is beautiful. Before we started rolling, I said I grew up on a farm and we had a truck that was like this, but the paint was kind of pink and salmon color. But you said that's just what happened.
That's what happens when they get old and faded, sun faded.
So yours was like that when you got it?
Yes.
Okay, so you did the work on this, or you?
Yes.
Okay. And what about this truck? Did you grow up with truck? You like trucks?
I've always loved trucks, pickup trucks, and I seen this come up for sale. I got it fairly cheap, like $2,500, and yeah, so I jumped on it.
So how long you been working on it then?
I've had it 7 years. It took 3 years from pulling it out of a barn to getting it to this point. So
Now, do you drive it around, or you just bring it to a car show?
drive it a lot.
Oh, that's good.
Every chance I get.
That's good to hear. Well, thank you, Ben. Thanks for bringing it out, and have a great car show.
Thank you very much.
We are with Wade from Mundelein. Mundelein is like car heaven, I guess. And tell us what we got here.
What you got here is an 84 Volkswagen Westphalia conversion. So converted from the factory. It's got a stove, a sink, a refrigerator, sleeps 4, and it's our good times machine. I love Volkswagens.
I love Volkswagens too. I did not realize it has like an upstairs.
It has an upstairs. 2 adults can sleep in top. We call it the penthouse. And this makes a bed down here, and so we can sleep 4 adults and numerous children if necessary.
So do you take this like on camping?
We use it. We travel all over the country with it.
Oh my God. And this it's like, you got your hippie vibe going. So this is, I would bet a lot of people are intrigued by this.
Very much so. You don't see many of these in the Midwest. Most of them are in California and Oregon. But there have been a huge resurge of interest in them, and it's just a good times machine. They don't make them anymore.
Oh, it's totally cool. So thanks for letting us see it.
Thank you for stopping by.
We are with Scott from Mundelein. Now this is a newer car. Tell us about this thing.
So this is a 2016 Dodge Challenger Hellcat. It's the fastest American-made muscle car ever produced.
How many horsepower?
707 horsepower. Yeah, so, this particular example, to kind of show you the car a little bit. Here's the motor.
It's packed.
Again, yeah, it's got large capacity supercharger on it, which gives it a lot of its power. It's got an automatic 8-speed transmission. It's one of the fastest shifting transmissions. Brembo brakes all around. Yep. So it's got big brakes to stop it. So it has a top speed of 199 miles an hour.
How fast have you gotten it to go?
I'm on camera, so Anything
55.
very fast up to the legal speed limit.
Very good. So so this is 2016. You've had it for a little. Do you drive it as a daily driver? Or how
No, just for shows and sometimes for car club events, racing, things like that.
Well, thank you for showing us around, and we're going to take a listen too. So
Okay,
thanks.
sure, I'll still fire it up.
We are at beautiful Hartman Park over on Oakwood Drive. We're with Kim Christensen, representing the Vernon Hills Police Department. And the reason we're out here on this really quite a beautiful day is to talk about National Night Out coming up on August 2nd.
Yes, it's that time again. Actually, it's June, end of June now. By the time everybody sees this, it's going to be right around the corner. Always the first Tuesday in August. National Night Out, nationwide event. And this year, as well, past several years, the Vernon Hills event is going to be at beautiful Hartman Park right behind me.
And it's a great location because you've got the sand volleyball, you'll have food, you'll have music, everything's free too.
Yeah, it's absolutely free. We're going to have a barbecue or hot dogs, hamburgers, chips, ice cream, pop, all kinds of stuff for anybody who wants to get something to eat. We're going to be playing some volleyball games here, and I'm in the process now of trying to organize a couple different teams. We're going to have some, like in years past, some inflatables, those big blow-up things that the kids can jump in and have a good time. We'll have a disc jockey, from A to Z Entertainment. He'll be out here having getting everybody rocking and rolling. And fire department will be out here with their water spray. Hopefully it'll be a perfect night just like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice and warm. Yeah.
And usually, and other people that always help, like Cook Library is always out here with the bookmobile. You got the whole community out here.
Hopefully, we haven't planned it yet, but I plan on having the bookmobile out here again. Kids like going and checking that out. It should be a wonderful event.
Yeah. So, and we said 4 to 8, and free food as long as it lasts. And you plan for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
I think last year we served about 750 hot dogs and just as many hamburgers. Went through about 1,200 cans of pop. It's a big thing. It's a big thing. Everything. We have a line. The line will be 7,500 feet long for the kids to get a hot dog or a hamburger. Yeah. But it's a good chance to get out of the house and have some fun and let your kids bounce around in those things. And the park district's wonderful about making sure the place is just immaculate for us and get it set up. We get it set up, but they help us out.
Yeah, well, it is a community event. Let's talk a little bit about the broader National Night Out, because as you said, we're not the only ones that do it. Tuesday night, the first Tuesday in August, around the nation, a lot of communities are doing this, and it's been going on for several years. Can you explain kind of what the impetus was for that?
Yeah, it's been going around now, I think, for 20-some years, National Night Out, nationally. It's just to heighten police community awareness is really what the crux of it is. To break down the barriers and that kind of thing, to get to know the police. And we'll have a lot of our officers here playing volleyball and serving the food and doing other things like that. So it's just a great way to get out and have a good time. And
meet your neighbors, meet the police, meet the other.
Out here with you.
Yeah. And a lot of the community helpers are here because, like you said, Countryside's here with the spray. There's a lot of people here you'll get to meet and greet.
Absolutely. Boy Scouts will probably be here. Anybody who's interested in becoming a scout, they'll be here to answer questions.
Yeah, it's just a great time. And now, worst case, though, if it does rain, we don't really have a place to reschedule it to. So watch the website or the Facebook.
Why did you have to bring that up?
No, I didn't. People need to be ready.
Yeah.
It's a huge event, so you really can't move it.
No, we can't. There's just too much preparation put into it. It's impossible to move it. So keep your fingers crossed it doesn't rain. And usually we're pretty good. I don't think we've had rain since like 2008 or 2007 was the last time I think it got rained out. So we should be okay. Sometimes the summer showers come and go, but we'll just keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best.
Well, and when I bring that up, that it's so that we don't jinx it. When you plan for the worst, you get the best. So that's my job.
Oh, absolutely. So let's just not bring it up. Let's drop that part.
And thank you to all of you. You've got so many people have pitched in every year, whether it's the Explorer Scouts and the library and all these people, the A to Z, all these people jump in every year.
You know, well, let's see if I can mention all the A to Z Entertainment helps out the music, the wonderful job. It gets every kid's dancing and everything. We have Record a Hit, has all those inflatables that the kids jump and bounce. Countryside Fire Department, the Park District, of course. The Cook Library helps out. Target in years past. Hopefully they'll probably participate again. If not, they always have some of their employees come out and help as volunteers. Some of our Citizens Police Academy people will come out. Our graduates from that program will come out and help out. I'm sure I'm forgetting some. Public Works. We'd be lost without our Public Works department because all the tents and all the things are, certainly couldn't put those up without their assistance, and they help us too. Great.
You'll probably have some more pop up as they watch this. And remember, it's getting time for National Night Out. And as you said, you're looking for a couple volleyball teams. Go on Facebook, give them a call if you got somebody that wants to come over and challenge everybody.
We'll see. We've got room for a couple teams. I think I haven't planned it yet. Hopefully, I may not. It's still kind of early, but that's the plan.
We want to get on early just because we want everybody to put it on their calendar. Summer fills up. We want to make sure you know about it. Come over to Hartman Park on Oakwood Road. It's the way to be. It's the place to be. 4 to 8.
4 to 8 p.m. Tuesday, August 2nd. We'll see you out here.
We are back with our friend Kim Christensen, and we're here to talk home security, especially in the summertime, Kim. That's a time when a lot of people take off, whether it's for a few days, for a week, for the whole summer, a month. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're here to talk home security, and I know one of the things the Vernon Hills Police is so kind to do is house watch. You can have a vacation house watch.
Most towns do. I don't know of a police department that actually doesn't offer that service. Of course, it's usually free. In Vernon Hills, it's certainly free. An officer will check your home. An officer or a community service officer or someone from the police department will check your home periodically while you're away. Just give us a call. You can call our toll-free number, 362-4449. Follow the prompts. The only thing we do ask is that you give us a call and let us know at least a business day or two before you leave, because we do have to get it all set up. And sometimes if you call on Thursday or Friday night or Saturday, no one's there to get the call yet. And sometimes I've actually had people leave messages for me on a Friday afternoon. They call and ask for me. I don't know, back till Monday, and by then sometimes they're home. So please call the non-emergency number during a business day or two prior. It'll take you to our records section, follow the prompts for vacation watch, and they'll take care of it. It's a great service.
And when we talk about vacation watch, it's not like somebody's coming in your house and looking around. The police aren't coming in doing that, but they're just checking the perimeter. They're just seeing if something looks like something's happened since last time they were there.
Oh, sure, absolutely. No, we don't go in your house. We don't want a key. We'll just take a walk around and be sure everything looks good. If anything looks a little suspicious, if there is an open door for some reason, sure, the officers are going to go in there and check, be sure everything's okay. But part of the house watch is giving us a number and a name, a cell phone number, someplace where you can be reached, or your neighbor can be reached, or a family member can be reached in the event that we do see something weird, see something out of place.
Okay, and that comes back to a lot of the things when you talk about taking care of, our town, taking care of our neighborhoods. You always say if somebody does see something weird, like I as a neighbor see something weird going on in my neighborhood, you're fine us giving you a call and so you can check things out.
We are always fine with anybody calling 911 if you see or hear anything suspicious in nature. Suspicious person, suspicious vehicle, suspicious sounds, noises, 24 hours a day. And 911 is the number to call. If you're on the fence because you're not sure if you see something and you're just not sure, well, is that suspicious? Isn't that, what should I do? Call 911 and tell us about it. That's what we're here to do. It's what we're here to take care of. So suspicious, you can be on the lookout for things.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to know what to do. Is it just bothering me? Is it real? But you're saying if it's a niggling thought and it's there in your head, might as well call and get it out of your head. So.
I like the way you put it. Absolutely. If you get that feeling that, call.
Okay. Excellent. So that's another way we can take care of things over the summer. You always tell us like some basic home security tips too that are inexpensive. I know you've told me before, make sure I've got my lights on a timer all the time. Even if I'm home, if I'm not getting home till late, have the lights on the timer.
Well, I'm glad you brought it up that way. Sure, because it's the home security thing is not just when you're on vacation. Certainly when you do go away, stop those deliveries. Cancel the newspaper or have your neighbor or a loved one pick the stuff up. Stop the paper, stop the newspaper, stop the mail. Make the house look lived in, make your home look lived in. You know, there's a bunch of magazines but newspapers on your front porch is a pretty good flag to somebody that no one's around. So we want a key is to make the house look lived in, make your home look lived in. Yeah.
And that doesn't cost money. It's not like you need a big security system to do that. It's just things that you do.
No, you certainly get a couple timers. If you have a 2-story home, a timer on each floor. Again, have it turn on and off. They're fairly inexpensive. Make your house look lived in. Again, certainly when you're leaving, don't hide the key. Burglars know those tricks too. All right, don't hide a key outside. You're not going to fool anybody. Someone's going to find it, sure enough. So call a neighbor, trusted friend, have them keep an eye on your house.
Excellent. Okay, and a lot of these things, you put a lot of stuff on the Vernon Hills Police Department website. You have your VHPD Facebook page that you're giving information out all the time. So those are good places to look to.
Sure, we've always got a lot of information on our website. We try to keep our Facebook pages, keep it up to date with a lot of current information, whether it's news of the department, crime prevention tips, anything that the public might find interesting and informative. Our Facebook page, in addition to the Village Facebook page, is a great 1-2 punch for really keeping in touch with the community. We also like people to get on our website from time to time because there's all kinds of stuff on there. All the vacation things we just alluded to, you can find all kinds of vacation tips and things on our website.
Well, thank you for the time, and remember, if you get concerned, if you have a concern, call them, get some help. Don't worry and don't stew about it. Just get it off your mind and make sure everybody's doing what they need to in our neighborhood. So, thanks for the time.
I would like to add one thing, and I know we mentioned this last summer. I like to mention it all the time. Keep people in touch with this. Is if you have a garage door opener in your car, hide it. Hide it. Don't leave it in plain view. Especially if you're going to leave your car out in your driveway. All right. It does no good to keep your garage door shut if you're going to have your garage door opener right inside the car where somebody can just break the window and get into your garage. Because that, coupled with a lot of times people do not lock the door going from your garage into the house. So just by having your garage door opener in your vehicle can pretty much make your entire home vulnerable. We encourage people to always keep that door locked that goes from the garage into the home, in an attached garage situation, of course. However, the reality is a lot of people just don't like to do that. So watch those garage door openers. Don't make your home vulnerable going through the garage door like that.
That's a really good idea. Just keep your car, and remember to lock your car at night too. I mean,
lock it up.
Yeah, there you go.
Just lock it up, right?
Thank you. Great tips. Let's and we'll check the website. We'll check the Facebook. We'll become Facebook friends with if we're not already. And thank you for the information. And remember, go online, learn some more, and just keep your family, be on your toes so we can keep everybody safe. Thank you, Kim.
Summer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, as we watch this show in July, we are in mosquito season, apparently more so than we would like to be. We're with George Ballas. He's our resident entomologist from Clark. You're our guy that we always go to talk mosquitoes. And actually this year we're a little bit more nervous because we've heard about the Zika virus and all these things. So can we first start by framing that question? Are we at risk here at Vernon Hills for Zika?
We're at a very low risk factor for Zika. Because of the type of mosquitoes that carry the virus, we don't find them in Lake County, and very rarely do we find them in northeastern Illinois. And so from an overall risk category, Zika is a very low situation. We do have other situations that we should be looking at.
Okay, and one of those, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, is we always talk West Nile, and it sounds like it's going to be kind of a year for that, huh?
Yeah, the very warm June that we've had up through now is actually leading to more Culex mosquitoes, which is the northern house mosquito, and that's the type of mosquito that carries West Nile virus. So we've had earlier indications of the virus this year than we've had in years past.
And usually that was something that we'd wait till like the hot, dry of August, but we're already seeing it now. That doesn't sound good.
We're in the hot dry of May and in June, and we'll be in July at that point. So we're not foreseeing anything decreasing as we move forward, only increasing.
Okay. So, and as we talk about mosquitoes, I know we think about, the nuisance factor, but as we've just talked about, there's that health factor, and that's what's been kind of the driving force behind Vernon Hills having Clark come in and do mosquito abatement. And a lot of the other communities around us do this same program as well. Can we talk about the program and where you work?
Yeah, the program covers both quality of life, which is nuisance caused by mosquitoes, and disease. And it covers several different factors: collecting mosquitoes to determine what's there, density and distribution, the different types, and that's important to understand for the virus situation. Going out and collecting water that has mosquitoes breeding in there. Mosquitoes breed in water, and so being able to find them in there and actually killing them in the water source. And then actually, because of that earlier surveillance, determining when we can do adult mosquito control to reduce the overall population. So the overall idea is what is known as an integrated pest management approach, and it really identifies the types that are here, where they're breeding, and how we can control them, both by natural and other sources.
Well, and I know your company is very, words like, ecology and balance of life and all those things. And we've talked about just even the life cycle, understanding the life cycle of a mosquito and when they breed and to stop them before they ever hatch. And that's part of what you're trying to do, is stop that life cycle.
I mean, educational components like this allow people to do that same step, getting rid of standing water around their house as the first component. But what we're trying to do is reduce that life cycle. And so controlling them at different phases to bring that cycle much closer together reduces the amount of mosquitoes that are in the area. And we can do that by various different treating storm drains, using bicycles, or treating at night to kill adult mosquitoes.
And you still got bicycles out on the routes?
Yeah, it's an excellent, we found it to be one of the quickest jobs that we fill, is really getting out there to treat those storm drains using bicycles. Usually our technicians are out with 3 or 4 other people, and they usually treat about 25% more than a truck actually treat during a day.
Well, it's good for the environment, good for their legs, good for everybody. So,
It is. It's good for healthcare. It's good for everything involved.
But I know in the past you said it is one of the favorite jobs for the summer. So
yeah, it's just one of those things where you can get out and ride in the sun for 20 miles a day and lose a couple pounds probably. But a good way to treat those storm drains.
And when we talk about life cycle again, how long, what is the life cycle of a mosquito? Are we talking all summer long is a typical life cycle? Do they live for a week?
Well, as we get warmer during the season, the actual egg to adults shrinks down considerably. So it might shrink down to 7 to 10 days. Early in the spring, it might extend many more weeks. But what we're looking at during the summer is mosquitoes laying their eggs on the water. They hatch off. They become larvae. We have about a week for that. Then they become adults, and they'll stay in their adult stage for several weeks, 2 to 3 weeks after they emerge. So the idea is reduce them when they're larvae, when they're breeding, and then reduce them when they're adults so that we can continue to bring that cycle down.
So we did talk about how the fact that still water, any amount of still water is a breeding ground. And I know in the past you said tip and toss, but even like those little saucers under your pot, you'd think, well, there's not enough water in there, but that's enough.
Yeah, anywhere where there's water, mosquitoes can breed. In many cases, things that are left in the yard, frisbees, kiddie pools, even your bird bath. So the easiest way to do that, you may not have to toss it out, but if you just tip it over and get rid of the water, that would stop mosquitoes from breeding there.
So given the life cycle, then do you want us to like rinse out our bird bath like every couple days? Will that help it?
About every 3 to 4 days is just fine. You don't need to be overly concerned, but again, you don't want it to stay out there for 2 or 3 weeks at a time, and that would breed mosquitoes and have multiple generations within there.
So then you just become a little mosquito factory right there in your yard. And I know that you've talked in the past too, look at your gutters, because sometimes like you've got water standing up there, you don't even know it, and you're just making mosquitoes like crazy.
If it looks like you have a tree in your gutter, you probably have water. So that's the easiest way to look at it. Many of us don't get up to look at our gutters during the middle of the summer. We look at them after the fall or trying to get rid of the leaves. But many times there's branches or things fall in there early in the spring. It gets clogged up, and that's where you see the little maple trees starting to grow out. If you have a maple tree growing out of your gutter, pull it out and get rid of the water up there.
There's a couple problems going on up there if you have that. Well, and we've talked in the past too about mosquitoes don't tend to go very far. So if you can get your yard kind of cleaned up, it should last pretty well. And you've even talked about, today we've got a breeze, to create your own breeze that helps.
Yeah, anything that's around the house that holds water will breed mosquitoes, and it's harder to get rid of them once they become adults. So one of the keys is actually getting rid of that standing water. You won't have any adults that come off of that area. Plus you can use a regular oscillating fan if you're outside to get rid of that as well.
And what about what you've got in your hand? Some things we always like to remind people that using some things like this to keep the mosquitoes off you is really important. We've talked before. You're a dad. You've had kids that you're not going to do anything bad for your kids, and you've always made the choice to use repellent as opposed to put them out there with nothing.
Yeah, there are so many repellents out. There are 4 different types that really the CDC is recommending right now. There's a traditional DEET-based repellent, which many of us grew up with, maybe a little bit oilier, but there's different formulations of it now. But there's 3 other formulations: picaridin-based formulations, IR3535, and also oil of lemon eucalyptus. So there's different options for different people. Many people, they may like one thing because of the scent or not. But now with 4 different options out there, there's really one for every single person that's there.
And use it every time you go out, and especially in the evening.
Well, the key is really just to read the label. And whenever mosquitoes are active, we hear this a lot during the summer, like, I'm on a long walk in the forest. Should I put repellent on? Are mosquitoes active? Yes, you should put that on. If you're sitting on a blacktop and people are playing kickball, there are probably not mosquitoes that are active at that time. So whenever mosquitoes are active, wear repellent. It's similar to sunscreen. When the sun's out and about, put on your sunscreen. With mosquito repellent, anytime they're active, you should be putting it on.
And we also talked a little bit before we started rolling that mosquito repellent doesn't lose its pop. That you don't have to replace it every year, but you had a suggestion to replace it maybe every decade.
We do occasionally run into some people who say they have mosquito problems, and we walk into their garage and they say that's where my repellent is and it hasn't moved for a decade. That doesn't very effectively repel mosquitoes. So we always recommend that people look just like at the end of the year, how much they have, and then purchase some more during the summer, just so that it's available, especially when you have people over. We see that a lot where people start to come over to someone's home, the mosquitoes become active, everyone runs inside if there's too many mosquitoes because they're not using repellent.
So that's we'll keep with the repellent, we'll keep with all this information. Thank you to your crews, and I know your website has a lot of information that if you want to find out more, or do we still have an option that we can, like if we know there's standing water someplace, especially in an odd spot, and we'd like some help with the mosquitoes there, is that something you can help us with?
Yeah, there's 2 different ways to contact us. There's the 800 line, mosquito hotline at 800-942-2555. And for more information about mosquito control and things that are used, you can go to our website, which is clarke.com.
Thank you very much for your help. I know you're awful busy. You're the mosquito guy this year, and with all that's going on, he's like very popular. So thank you for taking time to come back with Channel 4. We appreciate it every year. Thanks.
Thank you, Lynn.
We are at Countryside Fire Station on Deer Path Drive in Vernon Hills. We're with our friend Fireman Tony Rodkey to talk about a couple of things that are just summer safety related and very important for summer safety. The first one being fireworks, sparklers, smoke bombs, whatever it is. You don't like to see those things around.
Absolutely not. First of all, there's an ordinance. They're illegal here in Vernon Hills. And secondly, leave it to the professionals.
You're talking, you've seen things go bad because of that property damage and damage to people.
Well, in the past few years, there's approximately 16,000 fires caused by fireworks. Within those fires, there's many injuries. Over 50% of those injuries are burns. And then there's many people who have eye injuries, lacerations, contusions, finger and hand injuries. So it always causes harm.
When we think about it, I grew up with the sparklers, running them around. Oh, wow, that can't be harmful. But when you talk about how hot they are, they're way hotter than the top of our stove.
And it's like 1,400 degrees. So we're handing off these little sparklers that look cute, 1,400 degrees to small children. And what a lot of people don't realize is it's not the child who runs around with the sparkler in their hand, but it's the children around them that end up getting burned.
And in that heat, even after they're done, they're put out, they're thrown on the ground, and you step on it. Ow.
Very hot, yes. Stepping on hot cinders with bare feet is very painful.
So that's just the first reminder, because we know we're going into the summertime when a lot of people are, they're crossing the border, they're buying the stuff, they're bringing it home. Illegal, unsafe, don't do it.
Don't do it. 4th of July fireworks, leave it to the professionals. Summer celebration, leave the fireworks to the professionals.
Let's talk about one more thing that was while we're outside. A lot of grilling, a lot of bonfires, a lot of fire pits going. There are some rules in town about that, but can you give us some safety tips for that?
Well, here in Vernon Hills, it's illegal to have open burns. However, you can use firewood in manufactured grills and fireplaces according to their manufacturer specifications. Make sure that you have a lid in case the wind picks up. You can cover it to keep the embers from spreading and flying away. Also, make sure you're at least 10 feet from your home. We don't want the siding to catch on fire from the heat. And then when you're finished for the evening, make sure that you use water to fully extinguish all the firewood.
And I know one of the things about the firewood in the fire pits, rather than leaves or rubbish or things like that, it's because they tend to fly away and cause you more fires.
And that's why there's no open burning based on the houses so close to each other. There's no open burning of brush and leaves in Vernon Hills.
And when it comes to grilling, I know you're just like the kitchen. You always talk about a safe zone. Keep everybody kind of back from the grill, especially when the cook's working. Step back, keep everybody away.
We want to keep the kids away and always watch what you heat.
Yeah. I always like, watch what you heat. There you go. You've got another one coming up that we're talking about. You had a phrase, a catchphrase kind of in there, and it was when the thunder roars, go indoors. Is that it? We're talking about the summer storms coming up.
Well, that sounds good to me, absolutely. When you're noticing a immediate change in weather from very, very warm to very cool, and you're noticing dark or green clouds rolling in, you definitely want to take cover indoors. And if there's a static electric charge in the air, you may feel your hair stand up. And the thing to do immediately is make yourself as small a target as possible to avoid lightning strikes, and that is grabbing your head and then crouching down.
You show us how to do that.
As low as you can get.
Okay, so you're saying people, when a lightning strike is imminent, you might feel that kind of come through your body.
You may feel the static electric charge, and your hair's all of a sudden lifting up. That's not good.
Okay, so you're not going to have time to get to safety, so just duck down tight.
Exactly. Okay, don't get under a tree. Just make yourself a small target. So essentially, when you see this bad weather rolling in, get indoors.
That's the main thing. Get indoors, take cover. If you happen to be driving outside and if we hear about tornado watches and things, what about that? What about most of the time you're safe in the car, but should we be in the car? Did the tires help?
Well, with the storms rolling in, absolutely staying in your cars. When tornadoes are imminent, we want to make sure we're indoors, downstairs in basements if you have one, or at least in an area of your home away from windows. Where it's more walls.
Okay, like an interior room, even if it's an interior closet or something like that.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I know that we do have warning systems around here. We've got the sirens that go off. You've got the notices on your phone, everything going off. But take them seriously. Sometimes when the bad weather comes through, we get all those warnings, and I know at our house we tend to run outside first to see if it really is as bad as they say. Probably not a good idea. We should be taking cover.
Absolutely. Take those warnings very serious. We check those warning systems every month. That's how serious we take it. Take them seriously, listen to the message that's come across, and follow the instructions.
So that's just a few summer safety tips. You've got a lot of information on your website. There's a lot of fact sheets people can pull off with tips and everything like that. If they've got questions, they can call. But we always like to leave people with the reminder of if they do see something, whether it's a problem due to weather or whatever's going on, you like people to get a hold of you right away. So can you remind people that it's okay to call you guys?
Absolutely. When in doubt, call it out, 911.
And that's just the way to go. That's the fastest way to get the information where it needs to go. So thank you for your time, Tony Rodkey. We appreciate it. We appreciate all you do for our community. Remember, there's a lot of information online for you and your family and ways to keep safe, things to check through, suggestions for you all. So thanks for the time, Tony.
You're welcome, Lynn. My pleasure.
Here's your reminder to be sure to attend Vernon Hills Summer Celebration 2016. This year's event will take place from Thursday, July 14th through Sunday, July 17th at beautiful Century Park. Along with the many rides, games, children's activities, and food vendors, there will be plenty of free musical entertainment taking the stage. On Thursday, July 14th at 7 p.m., Boy Band Review kicks things off on stage. Enjoy some fun rock as they rock out to the most recognizable pop and dance jams you can think of. The evening will include a fireworks display taking place at approximately 9:30 p.m. over Century Park. On July 15th from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., Hello Weekend takes to the stage while taking the audience to a whole new level with their incomparable style and sound by performing today's biggest chart-topping hits. Then from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., Mike and Joe returns to Century Park, bringing back their alternative and modern rock band, playing songs from the 1990s through today. Mike and Joe is always a fan favorite and one of the most watched cover bands in the Midwest. Then on Saturday, July 16th at 7 p.m., enjoy the music from Boxcar, a rock band from Wisconsin who spent the last decade creating their own brand of sincere Midwestern rock. And then at 9 p.m. on Saturday, July 16th, it's Smash Mouth, making their first ever appearance at Summer Celebration, bringing their chart hits Walking on the Moon. Then the morning comes, I'm a Believer, and of course All Star. This is one Summer Celebration concert you don't want to miss. That brings us to the final day. On Sunday, July 17th at 5 p.m., Kaleidoscope Eyes, an acoustic Beatles tribute band, closes out Summer Celebration. This year's event also includes a car and bike show on Sunday, July 17th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The 4th annual Bags Tournament will also take place on Sunday from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And there will be kids' activities including a petting zoo, face painting, balloon artists, and free crafts under the big tent on Sunday, July 17th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Vernon Hills Summer Celebration takes place Thursday, July 14th through Sunday, July 17th at Century Park. For more information, call 847-367-3700 or visit www.vernonhills.org. We hope to see everyone out at this year's Summer Celebration.
Little Miss Vernon Hills 2016 is Tessa Posner. Your 2016 Junior Miss Vernon Hills is contestant 3, Peyton Newman. Your 2016 Miss Vernon Hills is Alana Berta.
Well, that wraps up this edition of the Vernon Hills Update. If you have comments or suggestions, please contact Mike Storto at 847-918-3560 or email mikes@vhills.org. Thank you for tuning into the Vernon Hills Update.